It's us.
And like that, Stephen, I've
We
applied
could
the
gas.
hotkey. I've applied the hotkey finally. I'm a class wee egg. I need to stop that.
Hello and welcome into this Wednesday's edition of Movie News Live here at MB. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our YouTube channel and of course our Twitch stream. I'm one of your co-hosts, Stephen John McLaughlin, our other co-host who's here 5 days a week. It's John Christoph Walsh. Now,
Yes.
We are
muting the first 10 minutes of my streams.
I'll test the sound as well, John. Listen,
It's
I normally
definitely, I
do
can
check,
see, yes.
but I fell asleep last night before you came on, so I was no good to
See,
any
to be fair,
bugger.
Stephen, it's right in front of me. The mixer is right in front of me.
But John, see when you start getting into movie news and entertainment news,
Yes.
you're very focused
And I
and very
start talking
passionate.
about Rachel Ziegler, I think that's what her name is,
Yeah,
being shunned from the Oscars and then being given an invite to the Oscars.
pressure of Twitter, wasn't
Leading
it?
actor in a Steven Spielberg multi-nominated movie.
Well, that's it. I mean, what
Strange
was that all about?
Academy.
Yeah, strange. Yeah,
Strange
stranger.
bunch of stuffy white people who want diversity but won't invite a 20-something person of colour, talented actor.
What's it all about?
Really
But
weird.
Anyway, we're talking about Vijay, John. We're talking about Beast. We're talking about how this is clashing with KGF Chapter
Beast
2. This is a headline on tonight's show. John, before I get into reading this article,
I know you like to shout that at a certain football.
kind of really does baffle me why they've done this. Why they've
Yes, it does.
did this release date a day before KGF Chapter 2, which I'm sure we'll get your thoughts on this, John. We'll get my thoughts as well on it.
Yes.
We have obviously reacted to the two trailers that have come out very recently, which had the original dates. I think it was the 29th of April.
Yeah,
But
they've brought it forward.
it's a
2
strange one.
weeks.
Yeah. Now, before that, this Friday, a big film comes out, John.
Yes, Triple R.
Triple R, yeah.
SS Rajamouli.
Now, I have been looking to see if this is in the cinema.
Oh, it
I
will
didn't
be.
see anything today, but I
It's
will.
usually on at the showcase. Or the Lux, whatever
Hamilton.
that is. Lux.
Yeah.
That's usually where they show the Indian movies. Bizarrely, Cineworld and View don't seem to do it.
It
But
was Cineworld I checked, John, and
is
I
it
thought,
Showcase Lux? Is that what it's
I
called?
think it is, yeah.
Something
Yeah.
Lux anyway. Odeon Lux. It's the Odeon.
Is it the Odeon? Where's
The
that?
Odeon.
Is that Happy School Bride?
It may be,
Yeah.
yeah. Stephen, I'd go and watch
Anyway,
the movie.
this is
Absolutely.
places in Scotland, by the way, in case you
I'll
don't
search it up
know,
briefly
but
before my phone loses charge.
Okay.
Triple R, Glasgow. And it comes up right away.
there we are. Look at that.
Cineworld. Really?
Well, it wasn't. I couldn't see it in Cineworld earlier on,
Telling
unless
you.
it's been.
It's the telling you
Updated.
you'd want.
Yeah.
Does it come out here? Really? 24th of March, cinemas? I need to have a look. Anyway, I digress.
24th. That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow. It's supposed to, I think, worldwide release is Friday, but why are we getting it a day early?
I'm not
That doesn't
sure.
make-
I don't even know if
doesn't
we
make any
are
sense.
getting it a day early,
Yeah.
Stephen. I don't even know if we are getting it.
I'm just.
It's on the
film.
website.
Yeah, well, it wasn't earlier. Maybe they've updated it. But, John, on Tuesday, Sun Pictures, the makers of Tilapia Vijay's much-awaited movie Beast, officially announced that the film will be a theatrical release on April 13th, with the release date announcement. The filmmakers also released a new poster featuring Vijay. The poster has Tilapia Vijay in a rugged look, sitting with a gun in his hands. Touted to be an action comedy entertainer, the upcoming Nelson Dilip Kumar directorial has been censored with the UA certificate. The film has Pooja Hedge and Selva Gavarin in important roles as the movie's songs Arabic Kutu and Jolio Gymkhana, composed by Arunda, have already grabbed attention across the globe. Fans can't wait for the trailer to be released. The trailer. John, that's one thing we've not got yet, and the film's not that long away. But meanwhile, actor Yashi's pan-Indian film KGF Chapter 2, the sequel to the blockbuster hit KGF Chapter 1, funnily enough, will also be released on the same weekend, April 14th. As both these movies have high expectations, fans are impatiently waiting to see both the films locking horns on the same weekend. And the announcement came in on Twitter, John, as we can see on the graphic there at Sun Pictures. Beast from April 13th.
Yes.
As I said, it was originally the 29th of April. The actual article itself doesn't explain the reasons, John. Maybe someone in the comment section can clear this one up for us. But what's your thoughts on this, John? And in general, two big, massive films, two big blockbuster films coming out a day apart. It's something you don't really see happening in the West that often, if at all.
No.
Normally, there's windows for every big blockbuster film to have its day on that year, that calendar year. In this case, it's not the case.
Well, Stephen, first and foremost, before I even get into that, Triple R is showing at the super screen in Silverburn 2D.
Oh, the big one.
20 to 8 on Thursday. Friday it is showing 2 times. Saturday it is showing 3 times.
Wow.
On the super screen. Telugu Triple R. So we'll be going and watching that. I'm absolutely certain of it. On the super screen.
Brilliant.
It's a huge movie.
Yeah.
It's SS Rajamil. It deserves to be watched on a massive screen.
On a huge screen, yeah.
So that'd be the first time we went and seen a big Indian release in a theatre. Not watched it on a streaming service.
John, I would like to think we're going to be surrounded with like-minded individuals, but I doubt it very much in this country, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, we've got a huge Indian community here,
Yeah.
so I don't care whether I'm sitting with like-minded individuals or whether I'm sitting with Indian people. I don't want to be sitting with Scottish people. They're fucking weird. So there you are. Certainly over that side of the city. Apologies, Stephen, you come from that side of the city. But there's a certain football team resides over there, and their followers aren't. Yeah. Anyway, so I'd rather just go and watch it with like-minded Indian people, because I'm 2% Indian. And just, Stephen, it'd be a great opportunity for us to actually strike out conversation with local community, maybe make them aware that we exist, that we love the cinema, that we are knowledgeable, and build a fucking community here, get them on the show.
It'd be great.
That'd be something that'd be interesting.
It would be great to have that
provided they know what
John.
they're talking about and they can speak.
I mean, we do have that perspective, obviously, with Ruth when she comes on the show, and
who can speak coherently and knows what she's talking about.
She has, obviously, Eddie does in the last 8 months or so in terms of new releases and older films. We went right back to 1992. Yeah. So it's always appreciated when Ruth comes on the show, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have great conversations going forward with these big releases as well. Be very interesting to see when she'll be going to see these movies as well. But John, I think it'd be a great idea. I think it'd be great to sort of reach out to the community, local community that is, and just get a chat, outside or inside the theatre, whatever.
Stephen, I'd just be stunned to see people like ourselves going and enjoying cinema from a different part of the world. It'd be very interesting. I'm going to go and watch it. I'm intrigued to see what it's going to be like. Who's going to go and watch the movie? Is there a big community in Scotland who maybe Indian, Scottish ethnicity who actually want to go and watch these movies? I've never went and seen a big Indian release in Scotland, so it'd be very intriguing to see what it'd be like. Is there going to be a community there who have a common interest, a common love for the likes of Yash, Talapathy, all of these great Indian actors? I'm fucking excited to go and see the movie, man. Just for the movie itself, but to actually see what the experience would be like, it's going to be very intriguing. But I digress, getting back to KGF Chapter 2 and its clash with Beast. He asked me what my thoughts were. He says that it's not something that really happens in the West that often. Stephen, there seems to be a sort of common fraternity between the studios over here in the West, whereby they communicate behind closed doors about release dates, and they actively try to avoid releasing their movies too closely together. It's usually a week, maybe 2 weeks of a gap at most, if they don't see it as a threat, because they try to allow the movie to get its own sort of box office holding, its cum if you like, and then they can go toe to toe with another big movie maybe 2 weeks down the line. That's the sensible option in terms of business. It's a sensible option for fans as well, because you don't want fans who have maybe got a limited budget having to pick or choose between a movie.
Yeah.
You want them to be able to watch both movies, preferably, but your movie primarily. So you want to position your movie first and then leave enough space so that they don't actually have to make a choice. If we had to go and watch No Way Home, for instance, and it was a choice between No Way Home and The Batman on the same day, that'd be a hard fucking choice to make. Yeah. There's people out there who would go and watch it double matinee.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them.
Not everyone's got that sort of time.
I've not got 6 hours to sit in the theatre.
Or finances to do that, John.
Because it's expensive going to the theatres.
Yeah.
Fucking
unless you've got, obviously, the movie passes like we do. But the thing is, I'm trying to think of an example, and probably from one studio, leaving a 2 week gap I thought was very tight, was when Mary Poppins Returns was released in the first week of December 2017, I think it was. No, 2019, sorry, I can't remember, but I think it was then 2 weeks later with the Star Wars film, whatever, if it was Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker.
I think that was just the nature.
It was a 2 week period, and both Disney owned.
I mean, Jumanji,
that's a bit daft.
They released Jumanji. Sony were actively releasing Jumanji at the same time as Star Wars movies. They did it twice. The original Jumanji, remake with Dwayne Johnson, Jack Black, obviously Karen Gillan and Kevin Hart.
I mean, films
it actually
like
beat
that,
out. It beat out Star Wars in the second one. It held its own against Star Wars.
We talked about that, John. Yeah.
So it's just.
It's either going to go that way, or these films are going to get buried with the bigger film. But in this case, it's a bit different, John, because both films are equally.
Says in the thumbnail, Clash of Titans.
Yeah, well, that's
Clash of the Titans. These are two
description,
Titanic releases, and the Indian market, because Telepathy, although he is a superstar in Tamil Nadu, big name, renowned throughout India, known all over the world. We know about this guy. We know for a fact people in Singapore, Australia, all over the world, France, we've had people from there commenting, huge fans of the guy. He will have an audience in the whole subcontinent and worldwide who will want to go and watch this movie.
Yeah.
And then also Yash, the size of KGF Chapter 2. This movie's momentous.
Yeah.
You've seen the likes of Real Rejects reacting to it, although I have my thoughts on that. Fucking chancels. But that's a huge movie.
Yeah.
And to release those two movies on the very same day, or within this, when they're released on the same
13th and 14th,
14th, a day apart, that seems like a bad decision to me.
Yeah.
It's a bad decision for both movies, because you're going to have people. Stephen, I'm not aware of the economic situation in sort of Canada region and the Tamil Nadu regions of India. Yeah, it's not Canada. I'm not aware of the economic situations. I know in the bigger cities there's going to be people who are more economically stable, wealthy, be able to go and watch more and do more with disposable income. Is that something that's going to be blanket across those states, across those regions? We've spoken to Ruth before. In some parts of these states of India, it's a once maybe in a month, once every 6 months. I don't know if it's once every 6 months, but it's a big event going out and watching a movie. That's why the movies are quite long. It's a celebration. And we've seen it, man, in the likes of, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, there's movies we've watched where, I actually think it was Danish movie, Ajurin, where they've got the sort of outside cinema set up in these villages.
John, I'd love that. I'd love to go to an outdoor cinema.
But it's a big experience, Stephen. Yeah. Can they afford to go and watch Beast one day and then KGF Chapter 2 the very next day? I don't think so. So I think that's economically a poor decision. John, I think both movies
that came in from India Glitz, I think I said. Now, when I was looking up some news regarding these films, because they are getting closer, and I was like, we need to cover this more because there is a big build up to it. And when I saw that movie's release date on the search engine, the amount that came up, and I was like, this can't be right, because I know it's at the end of April.
Well, somebody commented about reaction.
Yeah.
To Jolio, what was it? Golio Gymkhana? What was the name of that? The song, the second release, Gymkhana. Jolio Gymkhana, I think it was. Someone commented, I don't think they should release them the same time, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
That shouldn't be happening. I think the 2 week gap was better, Stephen. That allows Beast or KGF Chapter 2 to do its thing.
Yep.
Get the bulk of its box office under its belt, and then Beast comes out, and it can then flex its muscles.
I don't understand it.
I still think there's maybe a chance that one of them pushes back, so that they don't clash with each other.
I don't think KGF should.
Well, I mean, Stephen, at the end of the day, when you think about the actual movie, you think about Telepathy, Yash, I think they'll both guarantee a certain degree of hysteria and fandom that will get them in the theatres. There'll be bulk supporters in those theatres making that money for those movies. So I don't think it will destroy them financially, but there will be, I think, cannibalising of profit for these two movies. They'll not make the money they would have made if they were spaced out a bit more sensibly. I think it's a bad decision. I agree with the person that commented. I don't know why they're doing it. It's seemingly Vijay and Beast that have moved their movie forward to clash with a huge release in KGF Chapter 2. Very strange to me. But maybe we're wrong, Stephen.
John,
we've admitted we're not.
It could be a very good reason. I would hope it wouldn't be an ego reason. You know, I hope it wouldn't be.
Maybe, look, Stephen, we've seen it before with Indian releases. They like to redo movies for different regions, give it a different name, different actors. Maybe there is no bleed over between the Kannada and the Tamil Nadu regions. Maybe they'll just go and watch their movie and they'll be done. Yeah. Maybe there isn't a desire.
I think we might be thinking this from a Western perspective, John. You're absolutely right.
There might not be a desire for people from one region to go and watch the other. Maybe they'll both thrive a day apart. I don't know. Well, but from a Western viewpoint, it's a bit nonsensical to me. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think you've got a point there. I think, you know, the sort of perspective of your, you know, Indian community, film goers from different regions will pick who they want to go and see. Personally, I want to see both of them.
Yeah.
And I want to see both of them on the biggest screen possible. Like we're going to
I'm going to
try and
search
do
up Canada
this weekend, but
Canada.
Yeah.
Canada.
Have you got anything else to say, John, before we move on?
Just to search up the region and find out exactly whereabouts in India it is, because I'm obviously not fucking the all-hearing, all-seeing, omnipotent voice of reason when it comes to India. I've lost my connection. I've lost my charge on my phone, so I'd be intrigued to see if it was north or south. I'm not sure if it's maybe in between. I know you've got the Telugu regions, that's Andhra Pradesh, places like that. You've got the Tamil Nadu regions, that's way down south in Tamil Nadu, funnily enough, where my ancestors come from. And then obviously you've got McLaughlin. I'm trying to think of the other one. There's another one, blanking on it. There's another one anyway down there. That's the sort of southern region, so I'm not actually sure where the Canada region is. So maybe there won't be a bleed over. Maybe they'll just go out and watch some movies. Both will thrive. Yeah. But for us, it's disappointing because it's very close.
According to some of the searches that did come up, I know a lot of people have voiced their opinion saying this is madness, crazy thing to do. We'll have to just wait and see. At the end of the day, John, it's going to be a busy weekend for us watching those two films and reviewing them as well. Yeah. Wow, might have to just put Movie News Live on hold that.
I mean, we have to review because Beast Rapid, and we have to review KGF. So we'll need to see them. And
Triple R.
Triple R, yeah. What comes out?
That'll probably happen some point next week, early next week. If we are going to see it, we will.
Actually, it will. Yeah, I think I'll try and. Well, there's no football at the weekend, so that's even easier.
International, yeah.
So
but we're going to move on, John.
Yeah.
We did the reaction to. I can't remember what it was called. Something about Suits or something. I can't remember what it's called. It was Moon Knight.
Called the Suit.
Called the Suit.
Yeah.
It's going to stay in the MCU for 10 years, the director says. Now, this is coming in from MovieWeb.
Specific number.
Yeah, 10 years. Why not? Mohammed Diab, director of Marvel Studios' upcoming miniseries Moon Knight, wishes to see Oscar Isaac getting his own movie.
It's a very nifty suit, isn't it? It's very impressive.
As John.
He's like a mummy.
He is, yeah. You can't see his face, that's the only thing.
Yes. You can see the glowing eyes.
Mohammed Diab, the director of Moon Knight, wishes to see that Isaac gets his own films sometime in the future of the MCU. Talking to SFX magazine during the promotion of the show, the director spoke of his vision concerning the future of Marvel's cult vigilante and its vast universe. This is what he had to say. A dream and a wish for a film, but with Marvel, the way they play it, it's not like you graduate into film. You can go into film and come to a TV show and go back. Diab further revealed how he already sees his creation for the franchise strengthening his grounds. He said, but I can tell you for a fact, I can see him in the next 10 years, not just in the next film. He's a very interesting character. He's probably the most interesting character for an actor to play. Upon being asked about Oscar Isaac's portrayal of the character in the series, Diab further added, Oscar is doing a great job. People already like him even from the trailer. I think this show's going to resonate with people, so I see him staying for a long time. So it's really just not my words, but the words of the director, John.
Not my words, but the words of
Shakin' Stevens.
Mohammed Diab.
He's right in a sense, John, in terms of the way that Marvel and Disney are doing it these days with the television series. And funnily enough, I did see something confirming that there will not be a season 2 of WandaVision.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, Steve.
It's a limited series, isn't it? That's what they call it. So.
I think they've done what they had to do with that, which was to bring Vision back to life, give him a new vessel. Just subtly prod us with the thought of multiverse and of different versions of what may have been and what may yet still be with the kids. Yeah. Ralph Boner.
Got your kids, Dan.
Got your kids, Dan. I've got your kids. I'm a Terminator. And obviously, with Wanda Maximoff turning into Scarlet Witch. I was about to call her the Red Witch. It's been one of those days. So I think they did enough there. They gave us Agatha Harkness. She'll, I'm sure, carry over into some sort of other project, be it a movie or a TV show. As Mohammed did say, there is always a chance for overlap in this universe, now TV and movie universe. Just because she's popped up and been restrained in one doesn't mean we'll see her sort of cunning, malevolent ways in another project, TV or movie. I think they've done enough. That's what I'm saying in WandaVision. I don't think we have to get... I mean, it wouldn't make sense. You'd be bringing Wanda back with Vision, and they've kind of separated. We're doing it in Multiverse of Madness.
When he says you can go into a film and come to a TV show and go back, Yeah, I see that with Wanda Maximoff.
I see it with Miss Marvel as well.
Because it has happened, John. Well, I don't know, because these characters aren't coming from film. They're going straight into television.
Yeah.
Can they make the transition?
I don't think there's a distinction between the two, Steve. And I think Kevin Feige and the whole Marvel creative team see the whole thing as being the same. These are $10 million episodic TV shows. Tune of maybe $60 million getting spent in these exclusive limited TV shows. Yeah. So I don't see any distinction between the two. It's the same calibre of actor, it's the same calibre of director, it's the same creative people.
It's something Lucasfilm are doing as well, isn't it? With the likes of Jimmy Schmitz coming from film, potentially into Ewan McGregor, into television series, and then back into film as well.
Riz Ahmed. The other guy, Diego Luna.
Diego, yeah.
Yeah, Riz Ahmed will not be back, sadly.
Oh, he died.
He did die.
His character, that is.
But yeah, Stephen, this is the thing about Bodhi. Yeah, he was a great character. Obviously played the villain in Venom, and he was in Sound of Metal. Fucking incredible.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
So sadly, he'll not be back. Well, he could in Andor. It's a prequel.
Yeah.
But Stephen, man, there's bleed over with these TV and movie universes now. There's no demonstrable drop in quality. So I completely agree with what he's saying. You can see a character pop up in the movie, go to TV, then return. Likewise, I think you'll see Miss Marvel popping up in her TV show. Reply to a comment yesterday regarding this, where we see the character going. I says I think she'll appear in the Marvels, go back to her own TV show, thrive there, and then maybe pop up in another ensemble movie. She may even make guest appearances in movies. I don't think there's any barrier now.
Don't you wish that they had the Disney Plus series, John, in phase 1 from the very beginning?
Yeah, absolutely.
How good would that have been?
I think
we would have got an Incredible Hulk TV series.
Yeah, Stephen, they gave you a chance to flesh out the minor characters, like your Hawkeyes, your Natasha Romanoff. You probably wouldn't have needed a movie.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Black Widow's a minor character, but in the grand scheme of things, when you're sharing screen time with Captain America, Thor,
to be fair to the
Iron Man, Loki,
I think they had to gather momentum on the MCU and get everyone bought into the idea first, didn't they?
But Stephen, I'd love to have seen it. I can't get enough of this. I can't get enough of the universe. I like the zaniness, the different creative sort of directions they're taking these TV shows. You've got the more traditional Falcon and the Winter Soldier, straight action with a bit of drama and humanity in there. You've got Wanda, Vision, batshit crazy, completely different to anything we've seen. Loki, a mind bender.
Yeah.
And then we're getting into Moon Knight. And I've not even mentioned What If, because I only watched one episode of it. By all accounts, very, very good. What they were dabbling with there in that animated TV show, maybe repercussions for what's coming in Multiverse of Madness there. Captain Britain, Captain Carter potentially appearing, not going away, that rumour. Seems though that is happening. So what I'm saying is there's bleed over there, but I'd have loved to have seen it. I love these TV shows. Moon Knight, I don't know a huge amount about the character, Stephen, but when you watch John Campea and you've get Robert Meyer Burnett saying this is the most excited he's been since Empire Strikes Back, going to see Empire Strikes Back in the theatre, about a character popping up.
That's a statement.
There must be fucking something.
Yeah.
With this character, there must be a great deal of potential. You don't bring in Oscar Isaac to portray that character if there's not potential. He is a ready-made, oven-baked, to quote that bumbling buffoon down in London, actor who goes into this universe and immediately excels if he's got the right material to work with, he's got the right creative process behind the character. Stephen, it looks very good. Budget wise, production looks very good. Next week, even Hawk's in there, man, playing the fucking villain. He looks like some deranged Crispin Glover meets, I don't know, Richard E. Grant. He looks slightly maniacal, and he's doing magic work. He's summoning demons out of the floor.
That trailer we watched, John, he put me in mind of Kevin Bacon for some reason.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon meets sort of Christoph Walken meets fucking Christopher Walken meets
I'm just thinking of the schedule
Glover.
actually, John, because it's obviously something we'll have to do maybe as a watch along, but I know we're obviously doing our K-drama at the moment, and I think we've still got 4 more episodes of that to sort of record, so we might have to double dunk some of them. I'm going to say that this weekend, but if we're going to see Triple R, forces for courses. We'll get there. We will get there.
Yeah, we will.
We want to have our fingers in the pulse with everything that comes from Disney Plus. We don't want to leave it too long, because we know what
regardless we'll be watching it anyway, Stephen, no matter what.
Well, that's it.
But I'm excited for it, man. The character apparently very, very cool. He's got that sort of duology within his personality again. There's the light and the darkness. He almost transforms with this suit. I don't know a huge amount about the character. I'm just saying what people were saying about the actual fucking logo. they've changed the logo to a white one. And I'm going to go and make that logo no matter what, whether we do anything or not. It's going to get done because I'm fucking love doing that sort of shit.
Yeah.
But they were talking about the duology of the logo. The darkness, the blue, the whiteness signifying the suit, the two sides of his personality. So it's almost, it conjures up Jekyll and Hyde to me. I don't know why. I don't think there's any evil.
Talking about logos, John, one logo I don't like, and I know you love it, it's Thor Loving Thunder. And that's what we're going to talk about next.
It just reeks of Taika Waititi, that logo, John, doesn't it? It just reeks
puts me in mind of He-Man and Masters of the Universe from
pure
the early
80s goodness.
Yeah, and I think
we know it's a pure 80s goodness movie. So.
It's deliberate, yeah, of course it is. John, I saw Loving Thunder trending on Twitter yesterday, and I got very super excited, thinking, a trailer, yes! No, it wasn't. It was all about this. It was about reshoots.
I was going to talk about it yesterday.
Yeah.
I never done it.
Yeah.
Because I was toiling.
Well, it's good that you didn't, because I was struggling today, and we can talk about it today. So, because I was struggling.
I was struggling yesterday as well, Steve.
I don't know what it is, John. The movie news at the moment is very quiet. I don't understand the reason for it, but I don't know why. But anyway,
you'd think it would be picking up, wouldn't you, with the pandemic sort of subsiding.
And the Academy Awards and stuff like that.
Fucking war in Eastern Europe. You'd want people to take their mind off that. That's usually what the establishment like to do. Yeah. Like to take us away from uncomfortable situations. Because we're man-childs and man-babies. Yeah, we can't handle the harsh reality.
What's that word? Mollycoddled.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there was a guy talking about it, Stephen, getting off on a tangent, sorry, about how they used to fucking give everything, blood, guts, dead bodies on the news, in papers. Just 30 years ago. Oh, right, used to do it, man. It used to show you fucking the harsh realities of war.
That's what you've got the internet now for, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I've not missed a beat, but yeah.
Yeah. I've deliberately avoided it, John. Like spoilers in a Star Wars movie.
Some crazy shit, Stephen.
Yeah, you're better.
Crazy fucking shit.
I like to sleep at night, John. But anyway.
I sleep beautifully, I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Thor's Loving Thunder.
You're going to invade another country, you get what's coming to you.
Undergoing reshoots with Christian Bale. Christian Bale, who will play the villain in Thor Loving Thunder, is currently working with Marvel on reshoots. I know you've got some thoughts on this, John, but I just got a little bit to read anyway in terms of...
It's not on the general reshoots, it's on the whole process of this movie, where it is.
Well, Kevin Feige has explained in the past, while fans tend to hear the words last minute reshoots and go into slight panic, Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige has explained in the past that they are simply a part of the process. He said reshoots was a bad word. Oh, this movie's in reshoots, there must be a problem. Feige said, before explaining that they are not always a cause for concern. Reshoots are the key to our film, starting with Iron Man. We always say we are smart filmmakers at Marvel, but we're not geniuses, and the best way to give notes on a movie is to watch the movie, see we make the movie and go, oh yeah, that's not right, that doesn't work, and have a system now that you can quite precise and efficient. Reshoots last sometimes 1 day, sometimes 15 days, sometimes more, to continue to go in and make the movie the best it can be. Directed by Taika Waititi and starring Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, Natalie Portman, Christian Bale and Chris Pratt, Jamie Alexander, Pom Clementif, Dave Bautista, Karen Gillan, Sean Gunn, Jeff Goldblum, and Vin Diesel. Thor Loving Thunder is scheduled to be released in the United States on July 8th 2022 as part of Phase 4 of the MCU. What about the rest of us? You don't just say the United States. It's not coming out here. Okay.
We'll probably get it early. That's the way it's been the last couple of big movie releases.
John, one look bitches for this to happen, and it's happening.
We moan about the fucking trailers getting dropped at like 3 in the morning, and then we get the movie a day early.
With the Spider-Man.
You've got to get your fucking act together here. What do you want? Get your priorities right.
John, I know the concern isn't reshoots with yourself, and it's more the sort of process of promotion, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we've not had the trailer yet. It comes out in July. We're now into knocking on April. I mean, you can do the maths. April, May, June, July. We're 4 months away.
What, a teaser or anything?
From this movie coming out. 4 months. We've not even had an official promo shot. Nothing.
Motion poster. Nothing.
All we've got is toys and behind the scenes shots of Thor and jeans looking like Freddie Mercury. There's not been enough official promotional content out for this movie for where we are in the scheduling of it coming out.
I noticed they didn't mention Zoe Saldana in that cast list there, John.
Oh, she's definitely there, yeah. Because she was out speaking about it being an emotional ride. We'll get into that, Stephen. I'll ask your thoughts, because that's what I did speak about last night. I spoke about Karen Gillan posting out a photo of Nebula and looking battered and bruised. Well, I mean, not bruised, but looking battered. She's like a sort of android. Now, she's crumbling, man. She looked as though she was melting. So she is meeting a very fucking bad end, or bad experience.
Oh, she's died before, so.
Yeah, true. but this time I think it may be final. We'll get into that though, I'm sure. Stephen, it's the lack of promotion. Taika Waititi's been out speaking about this movie in the last couple of years, and he says the pandemic was a blessing. It gave him more freedom, more time, less pressure. He perfect the perfect version of this movie. Well, he's now had that time. It's been shot. And we ain't got a fucking trailer 4 months out. We ain't got a teaser 4 months out. We even got a poster 4 months out. And now we're getting reshoots. The reshoots on their own don't bother me. The reshoots are fine. Pick up shots, whatever. As Feige says there, they watch a movie, they critique it, they tell them this is where you've excelled, this is where it's not so good. Change this, change that, you get a good movie. They take it to the audience, they do test viewings or screenings. That's part of the game, that's fine.
John, there's an interesting...
It's the overall process, though, it's concerning.
Well, it is, John.
But it's Taika Waititi, the guy's fucking perfect.
There is an interesting paragraph here that might have shed some light on why and reasons for going forward in terms of Gore the God Butcher. Now, it says here Thor Love and Thunder is a mere 4 months away, as you mentioned, but Christian Bale has now been reportedly called back for reshoots on the Marvel sequel with the actor. I think it's just underneath an advert. I think that's it, John. You got it there. Nailed it. According to the Anchor's Jeff Schneider, Thor Love and Thunder is undergoing reshoots as of now, with Christian Bale currently working with Marvel Studios and bringing more gore to the fore. That last sentence there, John, I think they've seen what Christian Bale's done with this character and they love it.
They want more. And
they want more of him in this film to set up possibly a standalone film. That's what I'm reading from that. I might be wrong.
I think you'll bite the bullet in this though, that's my fault.
Well, Christian Bale, apart from the Dark Knight trilogy, is a one and done type of guy. He doesn't like to overcommit, but who knows? I never thought I'd see Christian Bale in a Marvel film.
No.
So
clearly Christian's not of the Francis Ford Coppola and Martin Scorsese.
No, definitely not.
He's such a film snob that he won't besmirch his name by
I like Christian.
He'll fucking act him whatever if he thinks there's potential in the script. He's also seen the script Taika's produced and he sees the potential. You don't get a guy of this standing who's been so consistently excellent for decades now if there's not something in the script that's enticing him. Stephen, if they want to add more Christian Bale in, that's absolutely fine by me. It is a bloated movie for me, the amount of characters in there. Absolute fucking guarantee that Peter Quill's in there. Looks like most of the Guardians are going to be in there. You've got Nebula in there and her running battle with Gamora. Gamora's on the run, almost looking for her. She's out of time. You've got all of the other main personalities, voiced by big fucking A-list actors, Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel. But then as an aside to that, you've also got, and I'm fucking blank on the name and I don't know why, but there's loads going on in there, that's what I'm saying, there's lots and lots of characters in there. You fling in a huge comic book villain in Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah.
Try to balance that and give them all the screen time. It's almost like a 4 version of No Way Home. You have to do it very precisely or the movie will come off feeling unfinished. Certain characters will feel unloved. Will not pop. You need to get it absolutely bang on. So maybe they've just not got the balance right.
Guardians as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has to set up the Guardians because of course they have that relationship. What's the name of that character I was blanking on? Shocking. One of those kind of days. I don't know. I was just had names. I list the names in my head and I feel like I've not touched on all the names. Maybe Valkyrie. That was the character.
Right, okay.
Valkyrie. You've got Valkyrie in there. She's of course the current ruler of New Asgard.
Yeah.
Potentially Korg in there. There's lots of big personalities, lots of characters.
As well.
Jeff Goldblum's in there. You've got Matt Damon coming back and doing the whole sort of theatre play thing. There's lots of bodies in there, and it has to fit coherently into the story, and it has to not feel bloated and feel tacked on for fan service. So he had his work cut out from Taika. He's had lots of time to get it honed.
Yeah.
I trust the guy. I think he's fucking incredible. Brilliant mind, funny as hell, impeccable fashion. Don't know what that brings to the actual movie, but needless to say, I think it'll get absolutely bang on. Maybe it's just a case of him working as well with James Gunn to try and perfect what's coming up to his movie. He says it there, Stephen, bleeding into Guardians.
Yeah.
That's coming.
Yep.
That was actually Guardians I was fucking talking about last night. It wasn't Thor Loving Thunder, incidentally. It's just because there's a constant back and forth bleeding between these two movies.
That's it, yeah.
They're almost turned into the one thing. So I can't really do the whole questioning thing there. I was going to ask you what your thoughts were on that. But well, fuck it, I'll do it. I'll just ask you flat out. Do you think the Guardians, because it connects to this, first of all, do you think Thor will be in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? And secondly, do you think every one of them will see out the other side of that story, that trilogy? Because James Gunn's adamant, they're done. He's done. And this version of the Guardians is finished after that third movie. And he's come out and saying it's not the movie he thinks fans will maybe want. You've got Zoe Saldana coming out and saying it was an emotive ending, it was heartbreaking, they were getting upset even reading the screenplay, if you'd like, man. So what is your thoughts on it? Do you think they'll all see it out? If not, who do you think will die? Do you think Thor will be in it?
I don't think Thor will be in it. I think it'll be a part in the ways in this film. I think they've had enough screen time. We had it at the tail end of Endgame. We're going to get a full movie with them. I don't really see the need for Thor to. Really depends, John, and obviously you've got the Natalie Portman character as well.
Yeah, Jane.
What's going to happen to her? But in terms of the Guardians of the Galaxy, probably Nebula, as you mentioned. Now that you mentioned what the sort of sorry state that she's in, from the photographs that you've mentioned, John.
Yeah, she's fucking.
I can't see Peter Quill biting the bullet. I think his story has to continue. His pursuit of Gamora is very important to the storyline as well going forward.
I think Rocket and Groot.
That's sad. That's a sad thing.
I think those two have to go out together. It's like Laurie Strode and Michael Myers.
Yeah,
they can't have
Thelma
one
and
without the other.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they have to go.
I think so, John. But I do want to get some backstory on Rocket as well.
Yeah.
If they're going to bite the bullet, it might even make it more tragic if we know about his sort of past life as well, which is kind of tinging and suggesting that he's had a hard time of it in his earlier life. I don't know, John, but I think there is going to be some tragedy.
I think a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, well, Dave Bautista's character, for
Drax
sure.
the Destroyer,
I think
he's dead.
He's got nothing. His family are gone. You know, his family were murdered. I know that the actor himself is done. You know, as well as the director.
So what with DC now, doesn't it?
It'll be very interesting, John, where they take it. But I think it's going to be a Peter Quill focused story. I think it is going to be him looking for Gamora. I think that's what the sort of plot will be. Harley, you're killing me here, son.
Yes, yeah.
With your leather ears.
But Stephen, get back to Love and Thunder one final time. It's going to be an interesting story. Also, Jane, the mighty Thor, the whole cancer aspect, the tragedy of the character. She can give up her power and almost fucking save her of the cancer, because it's actually using the power that gives her the cancer and is killing her. It's that strange sort of symbiotic relationship. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, how they balance God the God Butcher in there, how they balance all these personalities, how they get it right, if they get it right. I'm very excited for it, man. I just want to see a trailer. So hurry up and get these fucking pickup shots done, please, so we can get a trailer out, so we can get a vibe. And we're going to get a bleed over at the point where James is actually picking the music for this movie, because Lord knows that would be good. But Taika knows how to pick music as well, let's be honest. Anyone who's seen Jojo Rabbit will attest to that. We are getting German versions of Roy Orbison.
And Heroes. Yeah.
Yes, Heroes.
That was
by
fantastic,
Bale. By Bowie, as some people would call him. What was that Orbison song again? Mama.
Yeah, I can't remember, John. Was there a Beatles one in there as well?
There was. Come Give Me Dinah.
See,
no, it was Come Give Me Dinah.
John, I need to watch that film
again. Come Give Me Dinah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress, man. It's been that kind of show. It's been a bit mental.
Yeah.
Bit incoherent at points. The dog's been shaking his head. It's clearly ear mites, which are ravaging him. Lord knows I've been trying to deal with it, but they're feisty. And they are, how shall I put it? I don't know. They are determined to fucking rape my dog's ears. But I digress. What's your thoughts on these 3 topics we've touched upon on the show tonight? What do you make about that conundrum of Beast and KGF Chapter 2 releasing a day apart? Telepathy Vijay's Beast moved 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks, forward to clash with the upcoming Yash movie. Have you got a thoughts on that, do you think? Any thoughts on that, I should say? Do you think that's the right decision? You can comment down below if you've got anything to say about that in the comment section. You can speak about the other 2 topics, obviously. The whole reshoot thing, the pick-up shot thing, and I'm looking Moon Knight as well, being 10 years.
Oh, sorry, Johnny, I didn't realise you were struggling there.
And Moon Knight.
I could have just
and Moon Knight potentially having a 10-year relationship with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. How do you think that character will slot in? Do you think he will make the jump to movies? I think it's inevitable, isn't it, when you've got Oscar Isaac? And fuck knows, we have got a real dearth of big personalities in this universe now. They're dropping what flies. So we need to be replacing the likes of Steve Rogers, Tony Stark. These guys need replacing. These boots were made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. They need to be filled and walked. Sam Wilson will do a job, I'm absolutely certain, Tony Mackie, but we need big personalities in there, man, to replace these guys. You can share your thoughts down below about that, and anything else we've touched upon in the show, rambling tangents, everything. put it down below in the comment section. You get anything to say. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon to get notifications on YouTube straight to your eyeballs. Follow button notifications over on Twitch for the exact same reasons, regardless of what you do though. Thank you for sharing this. Your time with us, I should say. Watching us, we do appreciate it. And until the next time, me and Steve are done.